Marianne's Tan Room has violet and green based spray tan solutions to suit all skin tones. Marianne can tailor the tan to suit anyone, male or female. All tans set in 2 to 3 hours and can last from 7 to 10 days. Pre-tan and post-tan care given to all clients to get the most out of your spray tan. Located in Mulgrave, southeast Melbourne. Follow on socials or contact 0421 552 489. And if you tell Marianne that the post-credit show sent you, your first tan is only $30. Hello nerds, welcome to your new favourite pop culture podcast. It's the post-credit show. I'm your host Loosh and I've got my boy Loki here. How are you, brother?
Hello, honey.
It's the Loki!
Good to be back, baby. Good
to be back. We've had a couple of weeks off. We had some really exciting things happen over the last couple of weeks while we had off. Like, for example, if you haven't listened to it, the Jason Page interview with the voice of a generation, the one and only Jason Page, the voice who sung the Pokemon song. If you haven't listened to it, check out our YouTube, like, follow, and subscribe. And definitely like, follow, and subscribe.
it was a unique experience, wasn't it? I just can't believe how much of a good bloke he was. Like, to spend all that time with us and doing what he did. What a night.
Bro, he was so cool as well. Because, like, great, sweet, you're the guy who did the Pokemon song, but you're also the guy who got to sing on freaking stage with Michael Jackson at Madison Square Garden. That's crazy.
Don't give too much away. We'll have to get our listeners to tune in on that.
Such a good interview. Such a great dude.
Yep.
We were so thrilled to be talking to him. But now we're talking to you. How are you, my dude?
I'm very good, my friend. Had a bit of a long week, as you mentioned earlier, but things are back in full motion now, and I'm excited for today's show. I've been, we haven't done one for about, 2 weeks now. So
I know, it's been a couple of weeks, and I've been itching to get in front of a microphone because holy crap, so much has happened in the last couple of weeks.
All right, we'll kickstart us off. What do you got for news of the week?
News of the week.
You are the weakest link.
Goodbye. Freaking out. I remember that show. I can't remember what her name was. The woman with the red hair. She was in Home and Away. She played Morag in Home and Away.
Oh, wow. What a brain. Well done on remembering that.
She was so good. Well, that was when I was watching Home and Away. It was peak Home and Away.
Yep.
With, she was great.
She was a horrible looking Sheila, wasn't she?
Look, I tell you,
she looked worse than my big toe.
And your big toe looks like a baseball bat, so that says something.
Certainly does, mate. If I could get surgery to fix this thing, I would.
Just cut it off. You don't need it.
All right.
Hey, bro.
Yes.
Do you know what I found out just today? I was Googling through, looking at some different news sources.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp has reportedly filmed a mysterious cameo in Tim Burton's Beetlejuice 2.
I got a jar of dirt, and guess what's inside it?
Holy moly.
I mean,
wow.
I don't know why we're surprised by that. It's Tim Burton, therefore clearly it's Johnny Depp.
It's his golden child, really.
I know.
So, no, that's incredible. So he's doing a cameo. I'm thinking maybe he might play one of like a dead characters, the waiting room or something like that. He might be in there possibly.
Maybe he'll be Jack Sparrow, seeing as we also got news this week that Jack Sparrow won't be a part of the new Pirates of the Caribbean series moving forward.
That hurts, that one. I really thought they had to find a way to get him in, but he wants to move on, I guess, from that role.
He does. Look, in other bad news, a couple of weeks ago we were talking about Game of Thrones doing a Jon Snow spin-off series.
Yes.
It's been canned already.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Yeah, wow.
Now, I just need to say this to every studio out there who's listening, because we all know that you all listen to us very intently, and you're sitting there on your clocks on Sunday evening waiting for me to finish the edit, because everyone at Warner Brothers and everywhere, they all listen to us.
They do.
So let me just say this very clearly. Stop prick teasing us.
Yeah, just use lube and just come straight into it, mate. We need it.
Honestly, man, like the amount of amazing shows and amazing movies that are quote unquote in development, and then they're gone.
Yeah, there's been a few. But in other news, there's there are some upcoming films that are definitely going ahead.
Tell me about them.
One that really caught my eye is Adam Sandler will be playing Happy Gilmore once again. Hey-o! How good's that? So Shooter McGavin's back.
It's all in the head. Yeah, it's all in the hips. It's all in the hips. Get off of it.
And I think the Drew Barrymore's going to have a starring role in that film as well. That's the rumor at this stage.
I'm so keen for Happy Gilmore too. Man, like I said a couple of weeks ago, that's the movie that when I was in high school and you had to kind of like, you had a free period or your teacher turned up sick or something, they'd roll out the TV, the big fat thing on the trolley with the VHS player, and in goes Happy Gilmore, and right, we're spending the next hour and a half watching. I've watched that movie thousands of times.
Yeah, I think we all have. It's definitely it's got a very big cult following. So yeah, it doesn't have a release date yet, but I believe it'll be around 2026 kind
And
of
it's
thing.
Netflix as well, I believe.
I can't confirm that. I didn't see that, but you may have. So
Interesting.
now, also, just while we're on the comedy topic, Red Notice #2 that's been greenlit, fully confirmed. Did you ever see the first one?
I think so.
Yeah, with The Rock Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot. So it was like a comedy heist film.
You mean The Rock as in the final boss?
The Rock says, The Rock says.
The final boss, but we'll get to that later. So yeah, the Red Notice 2 is definitely coming out. So I think I might have mentioned it a few weeks ago, but it's now 100% in the development. So
That's sick. That's sick.
man. Good. It's a good show. Good movie.
Now, hey, Disney this week released a film release calendar, which goes all the way through until 2031.
Holy moly!
And there is some very interesting things that were announced on this film release calendar.
What do you got?
So obviously, we know that we've got Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes coming in May.
Are you familiar with the concept of evolution?
Yep.
We've got Deadpool and Wolverine. We've got Alien Romulus. We've got Moana 2. We've got Mufasa the Lion King. They're all coming out this year.
Yep.
Next year, we actually have an increase in Marvel movies,
Okay.
which I'm very excited about. So you got
Yep.
Captain America Brave New World coming out in April.
That was with Sam the Falcon.
Sam Wilson,
Sam
yep.
Wilson.
Yep.
Falcon.
Then you've got in May, literally, take a shot, everyone.
Take a shot.
Literally a month later,
Yeah.
you've got the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, you mentioned that on the last episode. So who was casting that again? You said there was.
Harrison Ford.
That's the one. Yes.
And like this movie is going to be a game changer, I reckon.
Yeah.
I think that the Deadpool x Wolverine movie is going to completely flip the script, and it's
man.
going to change the Marvel Cinematic Universe forever.
I agree,
right?
for sure.
And then at the end of the year, you've got not even the end of the year, like July.
That's mid-year. Bush.
July, Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
So we've
wow.
got 3 Marvel movies next year, and then
Yep.
following up in October, you've got Tron Ares.
Yep.
But then in November, you've got your 4th Marvel movie in Blade.
Oh, wow.
And then in November, December, you've got Zootopia 2 and Avatar 3.
I saw Zootopia 2, actually, but Avatar 3. Okay,
Yeah.
so there's another couple of $1 billion under Cameron.
And then in 2026, we have 1, 2, 3 untitled Marvel movies. The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah, that's one I can't wait for. That's going to be brilliant.
Avengers the Kang Dynasty.
Yep.
And another untitled Star Wars movie.
Ooh. Wow. I just hope they recast that. Hey, one of those unnamed Marvel films. Now, I've got here that female Thanos project is reportedly in the works.
I have heard that.
So that could be one of them. Now, she just looks like a half-eaten grimace from McDonald's. I mean, you want to see the photo of this thing that I've got. Look at this. Look at the head on that. Jesus, you'd feed that to your dog. Holy sugar. All right, so another one that I've come across, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 has officially wrapped up filming and will be released early next year.
That's pretty exciting. That's pretty exciting. There's also a Knuckles TV series coming out really soon.
There is.
And this past weekend was WWE WrestleMania weekend. And on the Saturday of WrestleMania weekend, they had NXT, which is their development territory, had their big premium live event.
Yep.
And one of the sponsors was the Knuckles TV series. Ooh. And there's a scene of the three announcers sitting at ringside with a giant person in a Knuckles costume sitting right behind them. It's the funniest thing.
I didn't see it. I watched the... Anyway, we'll get into
you wouldn't have watched NXT. Most people don't really know about NXT yet. But yeah, we'll get into the WWE stuff.
Yeah.
Now, the other really interesting thing going back to Marvel is Fantastic Four have announced their quote-unquote Silver Surfer.
Yes, you did say that.
Shala Baal. Shala Baal is
me...
a female version of essentially the Silver Surfer. It's not the Silver Surfer.
Yes.
It's not the typical Silver Surfer that we're all used to.
Yep.
But it is a Silver Surfer being played by Julia Garner.
She was in Ozark?
Yes.
Yeah, her hair looks like noodles. Maggie Noodles. Get her haircut.
But look, it's really interesting. It's really exciting that we're starting to get some information about that series coming up. It's fascinating watching certain people's responses to it online. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people going, "The Silver Surfer should always be male," and what is with this? What's with this wokeness of Disney going woke? I'm like, okay, all right, hold on. Let's pull back a second and talk about Disney being woke and Marvel being woke. Have you read the Fantastic Four?
I haven't.
Have you read any of the mutant comic books? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to drop some knowledge on you. When Stan Lee wrote those comics, and he was quoted as saying on multiple occasions that these comics are created to explain and talk about inequality.
Okay.
They were woke from the very bloody beginning. So if you think that Marvel is taking the mutant universe into a woke direction, maybe you're not the comic book fan you think you are.
There you go. Time to get out of that basement, ladies and gentlemen.
One thing you change about the world.
What would I change? I'd make people not hate each other because of their religion, because of their nationality, because of any stupid reason. If we could abolish hatred, we live on this gorgeous planet. There's a character I wrote called the Silver Surfer, and I always had him making those kind of remarks, philosophical things about, he was from another world. And he said, why don't we realize we're on a planet that gives us everything, food, beautiful weather, sun, everything. Why don't we enjoy it? Why do we spend time fighting and hating each other? I loved writing the Silver Surfer.
Hey, so the Silver Surfer,
Yep.
So there's a female version of the Silver Surfer, is that what you're saying?
Yep.
So it's not the Silver Surfer.
It's not. It's a variant.
So
Silver
what are
Surfer.
they complaining about? It's not
Exactly.
No, okay. Anyway,
She was never announced as the Silver Surfer.
Well,
she was announced as, in quotes, Silver Surfer Shala Baal, which is a different character to Galactus's Herald, the Silver Surfer.
Okay. All right. Well, going off Marvel, Jesus Christ, Marvel. Going off Marvel, I've got a good one for you. You probably know this, but Blood and Honey number 3 has all but been confirmed, and it finally has a decent budget. So I think you're going to see a massive improvement in the third installment there. The first one that came out, I think its budget, it was like 85 grand or something, Loosh, 100 grand.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what they can do with a bit more money here. Another reboot that's been in discussion, Malcolm in the Middle. What do you think of that?
Wait, how do you reboot a TV series?
I don't know, but that's what's being discussed online. Malcolm
it only finished 5 years ago, 6 years ago?
Yeah,
maybe longer.
Maybe about 15, yeah, so you're way off there, buddy. That's been...
Okay. Well, sorry, look, I'm just allergic to facts here.
Oh, bless you, Donald. Malcolm in the Middle, looking at getting a reboot. And this is one that really caught my eye. The Freaky Friday. Remember the Freaky Friday movie?
Are they rebooting it?
They're Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis are doing a sequel.
I am so in love with Jamie Lee Curtis. Can I just say, Jamie Lee Curtis in True Lies?
She was brilliant.
Oh, She was so hot when she did that dance routine when she thought that she was being a spy, and Oliver was like sitting there with the little. I want you to turn around. You know, like, yeah, so hot.
I mean, I'm really excited for that. I love the first one. It was a great movie. So I'll definitely be purchasing tickets to see the second when it comes out.
Yeah, look, me too. I'd be keen on that. On the note of another movie that's getting a sequel that I don't know about this. I don't know about this. I wasn't a big fan of part 4, so I'm confused as to why there's going to be a part 5.
What do you got there?
The Matrix.
Yep. Nah.
The Wachowskis are not involved.
Not involved.
And that terrifies me. Can we please not kill another universe?
It didn't need a fourth.
No, it didn't.
The first 3 were perfect. You didn't need to extend.
Spot on.
Yep.
Spot on.
Just have no idea why they would have done that.
I'm not impressed by this information, hey.
No,
not
man.
impressed whatsoever.
Nah, me either, buddy. Hey, guess what? Nicolas Cage got some cool news.
I want to take his face off.
National Treasure 3. There is hope after all.
Is there really?
There is hope.
Oh.
So cross your legs, cross your fingers, cross your hands, whatever you do. But yeah, National Treasure 3 may see the light of day. So we are all praying for that because we need it. The fans want it. It's a great series. The 2 that I've already got. They're brilliant.
Look, I did really enjoy them. I didn't see it as a strong franchise though.
But it was fun.
It was fun. I'll agree with that.
And you can rewatch it. I've probably seen them both 10 times each.
Yeah.
Just an easy, enjoyable watch.
See, I think that movie came out around a similar time as the Night at the Museum movies started coming out.
So, Night at the Museum 1, I think, was 07, 06.
So they're all kind of around the same sort of time. And I think people sort of expected something Night of the Museum-y from it.
Maybe.
And when they didn't get it, I don't know. I do feel like National Treasure is either you freaking love it or you absolutely are disinterested.
Yeah, I'm in the first category there. I love it. I love it. What else you got?
Bro, there has been a little bit of chatter coming from a post that everybody's favorite web slinger, Tom Holland, posted.
What has he done?
It was an image of Spider-Man's chest, and it literally says, "Born Again."
Toby?
Well, no, Tom Holland.
Yeah, what's that got to do with...
As in, I think we're getting another Spider-Man movie.
I don't hate him. I just don't really like him.
Bro, if you're not careful, you're going to get yourself cancelled.
Tobey Maguire's my favourite Spider-Man.
Look, I'm a big fan of Tom Holland. I love his work. I love what he did in the Spider-Man movies. I do wish that he didn't do Uncharted.
Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. That role was made for Nathan Fillion and nobody else.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
So that was one piece of very poorly cast cinema there. But I love Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I think he's fantastic. Rumor is that because obviously everyone's forgotten that he's Peter Parker, the Peter Parker side of him will start to take more of a backseat. Okay. And we'll see more of him just as Spider-Man, which will be interesting.
Yeah, okay.
So, look, that's really exciting news, I think.
Oh, well, it's all right. Speaking of Uncharted, number 2 is ready to go.
Oh, God.
So the script is completed, and they're about to start filming over the next month or so. And another trailer.
I'm not happy about that.
No, that's all right. It's an easy watch.
Is it?
I didn't mind it.
I fell asleep.
No,
I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Speaking of sequels, Mortal Kombat 2's finished filming and the trailer has been teased. So we should see something in the next 3-4 weeks or so.
Round 1. Fight.
How good's that? And whilst we're still on sequels, Toy Story 5 set to release in theaters June 19, 2026. So the Toy Story series should finally have a wrap-up.
Not bad about that. Not mad about that at all. I do think that the Toy Story series needs to come to a close.
I agree.
I think 5 is a good place to close it.
I thought 3 was a good place to close.
Everyone did, which is why everyone was so surprised when 4 was announced, and then when 5 was announced, I'm like, okay, all right, okay. Again, can we please not murder a franchise?
Yeah, man. I thought they should have gone back, like, they should have continued the growth of the storyline to go when Andy is an adult.
Yeah.
And just focus on that.
Yep.
Something along the lines of that. That's what I would have liked. But
I don't know. We'll see what happens. I do think that they're going to wrap it up, though. I do think that they're about at that point.
Yeah. Well, again, the half the actors now have unfortunately, like a lot of them unfortunately have passed away now. Like,
yep.
Because you got to remember this started in 1997, I think was the
96,
first one.
97,
96,
something like that.
around
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
So we're talking nearly 30 years.
Yeah.
So a lot of the original actors, they've moved on to the afterlife. So
It's literally a generational project.
yeah, I agree.
It's a generational project, a generational franchise that's seen an entire generation of kids grow up on it.
Yep.
And now they're showing their children.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like-
that's crazy.
It's like Jason Page.
Jason Page, ladies and gentlemen. Well, look, there's 2 more things that I want to touch on, but before we touch on that, I want to make a little bit of an announcement.
Ooh, this is shock news here. What do you got?
Shock news.
Shocking. I feel shocked right now. What is this shocking news that you have, Mr. Potato?
So, starting later on this week, Mr. Potato, my name's not Peter Dutton. Starting later on this week, we are going to release 3 episodes a week.
Are we?
We are going to, instead of just doing one main episode,
Okay.
we're going to do our main episode, and then we're going to do 2 smaller 15-minute snack-sized episodes. And we're going to call them the post-credit snacks.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that. And I'm part of this thing, so.
You did too.
No,
yeah.
I didn't. I don't remember half the things we talk about. Yeah, fair call.
So, the last 2 things that I'm going to talk about, we're going to very briefly touch on because we're going to cover them in this week's post-credit snacks.
What do you got?
First one is Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. has come out and said very clearly, I'm not one to bet against Kevin Feige. If he wants me back, I will 100% return as Iron Man.
Yeah. Good.
Bad.
Oh, we'll cover that in the.
We'll talk about that in the post-credit snacks.
Yeah, sounds good.
The other thing that I want to say is...
Crossroads! Cover! Finished the story!
The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes!
You son of a bitch.
So,
I say that because I didn't finish the second day.
look, you knew though because I marked out when it all went down. You haven't seen how huge it was, but you knew. I even posted about it and you liked it. I saw you like it.
I think
so.
I just like your post just to give you a bit of like street credit.
At least someone liked
I
my posts.
didn't actually know he won. I thought he lost.
Night 1 he lost. Night 2 he won.
So, okay.
But we'll talk more about WrestleMania because there was a lot of things that went on at WrestleMania this weekend. Holy crap!
Yeah, let me finish the second day.
It was huge. It was a huge weekend with over the course of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday night.
Yep.
So SmackDown Night 1 and Night 2, and then Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
Over 200,000 tickets sold.
That's fantastic.
That's
Good on 'em.
massive.
It's like a weekend at the MCG just for the norm, mate.
So look, we'll talk all about that a little bit later on, but that is our news of the week.
Fantastic. Bloody hell. That was there was a lot going on there, wasn't it, Loosh?
Yeah, man. Yeah, there was a lot going on there.
2 weeks of news, basically, though.
Look, that's 100% true. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a new segment today called Movie of the Week.
man.
Yeah, okay, shut up, people.
Calm down, guys. Calm down. It's not that exciting.
So, Lockie and I are going to both talk about a movie that we have seen in the last week, and we're going to do this every couple of episodes. So, I hope you enjoy our points of view. Lockie, do you want to take it away with your movie of the week?
Yes, sir, I do. So, I am very ashamed to say that I hadn't seen this film prior to last week. Yeah,
what movie?
Well deserved. Well, it came out in 2006.
Oh my God!
And it's an absolute masterpiece.
Yep, but 2006, man, that's vintage.
Yeah, man. Well, as I said, I'm ashamed to say that I hadn't actually seen it.
Tell me about this fine vintage movie that you watched.
The Prestige.
Oh,
Christopher Nolan directing, with Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale as the lead actors in it. Whew. Now, this movie, from the first 5 minutes of watching, I was glued to the screen. Now, usually,
spectacular.
It is brilliant. Just the acting in it. I think it's Hugh Jackman's best movie. Him playing multiple characters of himself, along with Christian Bale, playing a twin. So he essentially had two different personalities throughout the whole movie. You had Michael Caine, who is just brilliant in everything he does, playing like a mentor kind of a magician role to both of them at the start. You keep going here. You've got Scarlett Johansson, David Bowie. You've got Smeagol.
The precious.
Rebecca Hall. I mean, mate, the casting was just perfect. Now, it only made $110 million across a $40 million budget. So for me, that's very underwhelming. This movie should have been at least in the $300 to $400 million making range because it was just brilliant.
I will say, I do think that it has achieved cult status. Though.
I agree. It definitely has. The ending for me was just what got me. Like Christopher Nolan is known to throw in a lot of twists and turns throughout his films, and he just done it brilliantly.
Yeah, he's my you right now.
So, yeah, that's my film of the week. If you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor. I think it's still on Netflix. For me, 5 out of 5. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Nice.
Now, What did you see? You've been watching a lot of stuff because you've been in between. You've had a bit of time off from work, so you've been actively watching a lot of stuff.
Yeah, boy.
What's your film of the week? Loosh and Mr. Potato
has gone and seen. I took some close friends who shall remain nameless, but are sitting here in this room.
Yeah.
To go and see Godzilla X Kong.
Wow.
What a movie.
It was good.
Now, I'm going to say this. The best Godzilla movie made by Hollywood so far.
I agree.
This movie is exactly what it needed to be. What it needed to be was a bunch of monsters beating the absolute out of each other.
Yep.
And that's what we got.
It was so good. It was so good.
That is exactly what we got. That's exactly what we wanted. Now, it was a longer movie. I think it went for a little over 2 hours. There was some really interesting storyline to start with that I did think dragged on a little bit. I kind of got to the point where I'm like, okay, all right, cool, I get it. There's humans in this movie. Can we get to the monsters part?
Yeah.
But when we got to the monsters part, it did not disappoint.
It was worth the wait.
And holy crap, you didn't just have Godzilla and Kong. Now, we knew that we were going to have Scar King.
Yep.
We knew that there was going to be Mini Kong.
Yep.
We kind of started to get hints towards the end of the campaign before it released that we were going to get Shimo, the ice dragon, or the ice whatever it is.
Yeah, yep.
But it didn't stop there.
No, it just kept going.
You had Mothra, who showed up.
Yeah.
You had, obviously, Scar King. You had Scylla. You had Tiamat. You had Zuko. You had so many different monsters throughout this movie. But the one thing that's got everyone talking about this particular movie is the giant subterranean snake skeleton. What monster was that? Because it was huge. And you remember the scene when Kong was trying to walk across that big That big
barren land bit.
Yeah, and he was trying to cross from one side of a crevasse to the other,
And
there was
down.
the bones that he had to walk on.
Oh my God, I thought that was a bridge.
No, that was the bones of some kind of giant snake thing.
Holy
and
moly.
it was massive.
I didn't pick that up.
Yeah, it
I might
was
have to
so
go watch
cool.
it. I might have to go watch it again.
Look, it's definitely a movie that I want to go watch again.
Yeah.
It's definitely a movie that you want to watch on a big screen. Now we're a little bit snobby down here at the post-credit show, so we don't go and watch them on the biggest screens. We go and watch them on the most private screens. So we went to Hoyt's Lux.
We did.
And yeah, it was just a great night.
Was.
Really, really great movie. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars.
Definitely up there. No, good call.
Also made a lot of money so far.
Well,
Like it's very close to hitting the $300 million mark, which makes it the highest grossing MonsterVerse film so far. It's a good shout.
It made me. I think I said this to you after we walked out of the cinema. It made me just realise that 1998 version of Godzilla with Matthew Broderick, like
how bad that was.
I actually said I actually said this on the show about maybe 2 or 3 months ago. I really liked it. But what the friggin' hell has that got to do with anything? About anything? Godzilla's just a dinosaur. It had no powers. It gave birth to like 500 mini. That should have been like a Jurassic Park film.
Yep.
There's no relevance to
It
anything.
looked like a Jurassic Park dinosaur.
It did. So I'm going to renege on my comments from previously and say that movie was absolute. And
Tell us what you really think, Lockie.
Yeah, I will. This is what I really think. So yeah, I'm now a fan of the new MonsterVerse. The old stuff can go and get, and that's all I'll have to say about that.
Oh, there's a new segment right there. Lockie loses it.
Oh, mate, I'm getting revved up here. I'm sitting on a red couch as well, so I'm firing at the moment. But we might look into that as a new segment maybe down the track because you know
Lockie
how
loses it.
I'm
I
biting
like
my
that.
tongue very, very well at the moment. And
Yeah, I can see the blood dripping from your face already.
Yeah, I bit my tongue. Oh no, Matt Damon. All right, moving on from film of the week, we have our new and improved
Main story. Okay, shut up, people. Shut up, people. Too many people in the studio today, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, all three of us.
All three of us. So, what are we going to talk about today? So, today's main story, going off the fact that there is talk about Robert Downey Jr. potentially coming back to the MCU.
Yep.
There's been a lot of talk in the past about whether or not Robert Downey Jr. was the right person to play the role. And the reason why I thought for us to do this is because a quote was made by Christopher Nolan.
Okay.
And what Christopher Nolan said was that the casting of Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man is, quote, one of the most consequential casting decisions that has ever been made in movie history.
I'm up there with that, yeah.
Now, we know many years ago there was discussion that maybe he wasn't the person they wanted. They wanted someone like Tom Cruise. Can I just say, at this point, they didn't.
I agree.
They didn't. Because that would have just made me very, very angry. And I don't think I would have fallen in love with Iron Man as much as I did.
He nailed that, and there's no one else that could have done it better.
And when Christopher Nolan comes out and says that there is no better casting choice made in movie history, that is high praise from one of the GOATs.
Yeah, man, I agree.
So, what I thought we'd do today is we would fan cast some of our favorite characters. Who's your ultimate James Bond? Who is someone who has never... I know James Bond's your favorite movie of all time, your favorite franchise of all time.
Favorite franchise.
Who is someone that has never been cast as James Bond that you think it's about freaking time?
So it's hard for me now because this actor is of age now. He is a lot older. But if I could go back in time, say to maybe... I'm going to say 1995 when GoldenEye came out. So Pierce Brosnan was originally cast in that.
And I loved Pierce Brosnan.
Well, he was your Bond because that was when you were growing up and
Yep.
whatnot. See, I'm a fan of all of them. I go back to Dr. No from 1962. I religiously watch every single one at least once or twice a year.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, you know why he looks older than me.
So I would have loved to have seen Liam Neeson play James Bond.
Yeah, you know what? I could see that.
He's Irish, so he's got the British background. He's got the height. He's got the look. So Ian Fleming's original perception of Bond was dark, tall, and handsome. All right, with that chiseled jawline. Daniel Craig, it made no sense that he played. He's blonde.
Yeah.
It was a very strange casting there. But don't get me wrong, Casino Royale, holy moly, that's like top 3 Bonds of all time.
But I also don't think that he particularly enjoyed his time as Bond.
So
he's
come out and said the first 3 that he did. So you had Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, and Skyfall. Those 3 he had a great time doing. After that, he was done. He didn't want to do any more.
Didn't he like come out and kind of rag on the series at one point? And just kind of like, teabagged everyone who was involved.
Yeah, he did put a few. He said a few comments out there and whatnot, but whether they're true or not, you just don't know because it was all online. And, not everything online's true as much as we want to believe it. But the first 3 loved it, but then he did Spectre, which was 2015. He didn't. He from this is what's going online. I don't even think he enjoyed the film. Because it was pretty poor. It wasn't a good one.
Yeah, was that the one that was made or being made during the Writers Guild strike?
Oh, no, that was 2015. So the one that you're thinking of is No Time to Die.
That's right, and that was put together. That was a cluster.
Yeah, well, they killed him at the end of the shot, at the end of the movie. Bond died. So I don't know how they're going to redo it because Bond's now dead. But anyway, going back to this, Liam Neeson, I would have loved to see him play Bond at some stage. I just think he had the look. He's a brilliant actor. He's got such good range. He's good in action, as we saw in Taken. Remember the film Taken?
Yeah. Oh my God, such a good movie.
So that's like a little Bond right there.
Yeah.
Like it's what Bond would have done if his daughter got kidnapped. It's he could have done it very well.
I will find you, and I will kill you.
Mate, is there a better quote?
No, there's not
in an action film.
No.
Than that.
Amazing.
Yippee-ki-yay,
mother.
Yeah, that's up there. So that's mine. What would yours be? So
I'm going to go back in time a little bit here.
Yep.
So I'm going to take.
So this is just one actor we're talking about, right?
One actor.
Okay.
So I'm going to take Batman Forever.
Okay.
So this is the one that had Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
Yeah.
Now, controversial opinion, I didn't like Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
That's a tough one.
I didn't like him as the Riddler.
Who would you swap him for?
And this is where I'm going to take us back in time. Do you remember back to the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie?
I do.
Gene Wilder.
Holy moly.
As the Riddler.
That's a great shout.
The man has the look. He's got the crazy hair. He's got something he had something in his eyes that just made him look unhinged.
I think they this is your made up one. So yeah, I was going to say, but Gene Wilder in 1995 probably didn't have that.
No, of course not.
But you're going back in time and creating,
yeah.
So you've got a prime Gene Wilder,
man,
in 1995's Batman Forever.
Could you imagine that though?
He is one of the most underrated actors, I reckon, of our generation.
Spectacular actor.
Just everything he done was just go, and he was so funny. Did you ever see Blazing Saddles?
No.
Go watch that.
Blazing Saddles. Yeah. Never heard of it. What's it about?
It's a Mel Brooks comedy.
Oh, I love Mel Brooks.
And it was made in like the 80s, I think it was.
Okay.
It is probably one of the funniest movies I've ever seen.
Mel Brooks is the guy who wrote The Producers.
Yeah. So, Gene Wilder, he was in that as well. Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein. So these are all Mel Brooks production films that Gene Wilder was in. So they had a little Johnny Depp kind of Tim Burton click there. But yeah, go watch Blazing Saddles. It's the funniest thing. And then he was also really good in Young Frankenstein. That was another one which was very funny.
Yeah, man. I think Gene Wilder would have been a fantastic Joker. And even if we're talking
Riddler,
Riddler, sorry. Even if we're talking like 1970s Mayor Adam West version Batman. Like imagine Gene Wilder showing up in an Adam West Batman as the Joker, as the Riddler.
Man, that would be cool. That's a great shout, that. I'm proud of you for that. That's bloody brilliant.
Thank you, Internet. No.
I just want to go now I want to fan cast a whole movie now.
Okay, go for it.
So I'm going to recast something that this won't sit well with people.
Oh, I
But
bet it won't.
I just thought of, who do I like? What's a movie that I love? Now, I'm not saying that I want to change this movie because this movie is perfect. It is.
Is it Point Break?
No, it was going to be Point Break. Hang on, I'll show you my notes. Hang on, I've Point Break, crossed it out.
Point Break, nope.
No,
Too perfect.
too perfect. Don't want to touch it. Now, this movie, as I said, 10 out of 10. You can't make it any better. But if I could change a few things and create a film with these actors in it, this is what I would do.
Okay, tell me the movie name.
Star Wars.
Yeah, wow. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Wow, you're going to fan cast Star Wars.
I'm going to fan cast Star Wars.
Holy
now, I'm going to
crap.
start now.
You're going to make a lot of enemies here. Be careful.
Controversy equals listeners. All right, so I'm just going to go Star Wars as in 4, 5, 6.
So
I'm not going through
New
every
Hope,
character. I'm not
basically.
going through every character.
Okay,
I'm giving the names.
Give me your first. Give me your Luke Skywalker.
Patrick Swayze.
What?
Blonde hair, sandy hair. He's got the look. You look at Patrick Swayze in Point Break, and you go back to Luke Skywalker. You could get away with it, I reckon. Hey, this is my movie. You just listen.
I tell you what, if I can take Mark Hamill and cast him as Robin in Batman and Robin, then you can have Patrick Swayze.
Oh, I'm happy with that. All right. Now, the Emperor, Christopher Lee.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Lando Calrissian.
Calrissian.
Denzel Washington. Very similar to Billy D. Williams, kind of like for like, but Denzel would have killed it, I reckon.
So long as I can have Billy D. Williams as Martian Manhunter in the DC universe.
You can have Billy D for anything because I love him. He was so good as the mayor in the Tim Burton Batman. I loved him in that. He was really cool. Han Solo.
Uh-oh.
Harrison Ford.
You can't recast Han Solo.
You can't recast Han Solo.
That was perfect.
Do you know
casting.
who was? You know who auditioned and who was very, very close to getting that role?
Who?
Al Pacino.
Really?
I shit you not.
Do you know what? I can't see Al Pacino in that role.
No one
But
else.
what I can see is Harrison Ford as the Green Lantern in his peak, in his prime.
That's a good shout. Yeah, wow, that's okay. Grand Moff Tarkin. I'm going to go with older George Clooney for that.
Oh, I'm going to let you have that one
Yeah.
because that's not mine.
No, that's all right. Hey, it's all good. It's my movie. C-3PO. Robin Williams.
See,
A bit of comedy to it.
I would have gone Pee Wee Herman.
Nah, he's a dweeb.
Yeah, but that's so C-3PO.
True. But Robin Williams would have made it funny. Like, you give Robin Williams, though, free reign on what he says. Like, you not to make it a comedy film, but you can just throw a little bit of quirks out there. Yoda, Johnny Depp. He does all the voices and all that. And then who else have I got? Leia.
Yoda. My name is.
Was that just you, or was that part of the... Wow. Leia, I've got Gal Gadot as Leia. Only because I think she's hot.
So long as I can have Carrie Fisher as Batgirl.
You can... Oh, she would have nailed that.
With the long red hair.
Obi-Wan, finishing off, I've changed it from what you thought. Timothy Dalton, who's my favourite James Bond. But he is a very, very talented actor. He could have smashed Obi-Wan. So to wrap up, I've got, Christopher Lee, Emperor, Denzel Lando, Harrison Ford as Han, Johnny Depp Yoda, Robin Williams C-3PO, Gal Gadot Leia, Patrick Swayze as Luke, Timothy Dalton as Obi-Wan, and George Clooney as Grand Moff Tarkin. Now, it will never happen, probably thank God, because it probably wouldn't work. But
There's a lot of egos in that list.
oh, well, you've got, imagine buddy George Clooney up against Harrison Ford. Now, Harrison Ford's the bigger name, but George Clooney would think he's the bigger name.
Correct.
And they would have a crack. Johnny Depp in there, he'd probably weird everyone out. There'd be a lot of drugs on set. But anyway, that's mine. What is yours, Big Sauce?
Well, I've already partly fan casted. I just saved the DC universe, mate.
Go, hit me.
With Harrison Ford as Green Lantern,
Yep.
there's a movie that needs to be remade right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Christopher Reeve as Captain Marvel. He
Don't
already
know.
looks good in the skin tight suit.
Yeah, okay. So you're doing a couple of different films, or you're doing one?
I'm saving the.
You're
I'm
saving.
saving the DC Universe for
Okay.
James Gunn here, Mr. Gunn. If you're listening, this one's for you.
What else you got?
Obviously, Gene Wilder as the Riddler. Like, hello.
Yeah, that's a bloody good shout.
And then Billy D as Martian Manhunter, which just mwah, chef's kiss.
He should have. I wish he'd done more.
Yeah, same.
Like, I wish he had a better agent or something, because he's a very talented actor.
He was incredible.
It's the same for me with Timothy Dalton. And you might not have even. Do you know who?
I know who he is. Yeah.
So he hasn't done a lot. But,
Yeah,
but
right.
he was more stage. He's a massive stage actor. Like
But see, there's no problems with that.
Oh,
though,
not
because
at all,
When,
not
when
at
you
all.
when you think about it, like you've got people like Patrick Stewart and so Ian McKellar, who were both
they were
still to this day very active.
I'm just being
on the West End.
I'm just being selfish because I just wanted Timothy in more film. Like, don't take away. He's made a hell of a name for himself in stage and theatre, but I just wish he was in a few more movies because I loved him. I really did. Who else is?
And then Carrie Fisher as Batgirl, alongside Mark Hamill as Robin.
You can say that again with Carrie Fisher. I wish she was in more.
Man,
Like-
the story of Carrie Fisher is a story of love, of tragedy, and of heartbreak.
What really broke my heart was when she passed away. Her mother passed away the day after.
Yeah.
And they said it was from heartbreak.
Yeah, man.
Similar to how Padme died in Star Wars. I'm not actually being rude there. Like, they said she basically just died from a broken heart and she just collapsed.
That's right.
Oh, absolute horrible.
Man, I couldn't believe it when the news came through that she had passed away. But then, like, the day after, Debbie Reynolds passed away, and everyone was like, "Wait, what?"
It was a double. It was a two punch combo there.
Yeah, man, it was horrible.
I think it was 2016.
Yeah,
I think
it was a great year.
for us it was.
up. Leonard Nimoy as Mr. Freeze.
Not bad.
You can see it.
You can those eyebrows though. Are they coming with? Or
Oh no, the eyebrows go. He basically
Okay.
has to completely shave.
yeah, that
You can see it.
Loosh,
though.
can you off the top of your head? Can you just recast that whole film because it was shocking?
Which one?
Mr. Freeze was Batman.
Oh, I've already recast everything. Like, I mean, Michael Keaton. No one will ever cast a better Batman than
Right,
Michael Keaton.
So you've got Keaton as Batman, Leonard Nimoy, Mr. Freeze. Who's your Poison Ivy?
My Poison Ivy is probably going to be Scarlett Johansson.
Perfect. Yep. Who else was in that? Robin. Well, actually,
Robin.
Chris O'Donnell. We actually enjoyed.
I enjoyed Chris
Yeah.
O'Donnell, but if I was recasting, I would recast it with Mark Hamill.
Okay, Mark Hamill. Who else was in that movie?
Mr. Freeze, Leonard Nimoy.
Leonard Nimoy.
Leonard Nimoy. And then Harvey Two-Face, Harvey Dent.
Nah, he wasn't in that one. He was in the previous
no, he was
one.
in the previous one.
Yeah.
I
think that's it. Oh no,
Riddler.
You had Bane. Remember the terrible version of Bane when he.
Batista.
Oh, that's a good shout.
Batista, baby.
You know, he was in the James Bond film Spectre.
I do.
Didn't say one word.
Yep, and he still got paid millions.
Got paid like $3 million.
Yeah.
He didn't speak.
But here's my big one.
Yeah, what do you got?
William Shatner
As
Aquaman. Look at that.
Oh wow. What an athlete. I'd go, mate, you can get me underwater going to see that. Jesus Christ. Far out. That is brilliant.
So that's our fan cast, man. James Gunn, you're welcome. I just saved the DC universe for you. I don't know how you're going to make any of that happen, but, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, man. No, that's far out. I'm impressed by some of it. I went a bit rogue there, and I'm probably going to get a bit of hate mail, but I'm sticking to my guns there. So, I've got something here that's going to blow your mind.
Blow my mind.
If you were born deaf, what language would you think in? Yeah, come back to me next week.
Rightio. On that note, I don't know how to respond to that, but we'll talk about that one next week.
Yeah, it's going to take you a week to figure out an answer, my friend. So, thought I'd leave that with our listeners today. Thanks for a good show, mate.
Mate, it's been great to be back.
Yep.
I've been Loosh. That's been Loki.
Oh, yeah.
Hiya.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe, and Say hello to your dad for me.
Your mum's your dad, your dog.
Deuces! Hey, Lockie.
Yeah.
What's the longest sentence in any language?
I don't know. What?
I do. Well,